Hello, grade 9 students. Today we're going to discuss the topic all about parallelograms. So the MELC, determine the conditions that make a quadrilateral a parallelogram. And for the learning objectives, recall the different quadrilaterals. Identify the conditions that make a quadrilateral a parallelogram. Determine whether the statement makes a quadrilateral a parallelogram. State the condition that makes a quadrilateral a parallelogram based on a given feature. So let's recall. These are the different kinds of parallelogram. So quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides. And what are the different kinds of quadrilateral? Let's start with trapezoid. Trapezoid is quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel sides. Yan. So, isang pair lang ang parallel sides, the upper base and the lower base. Whereas a parallelogram, it's a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of congruent and parallel sides. Okay, 2 pairs naman. So, that side is parallel to that side, same time congruent. This side is congruent to that part, the same time they're parallel. Now, under parallelogram, we also have rhombus, rectangle, and square. So pag rhombus, it's a parallelogram with 4 congruent sides. Yan. Pag rectangle naman, it's a parallelogram with 4 right angles. Square, I think, is a combination of rhombus and rectangle. It has 4 right angles, at the same time, it has 4 congruent sides. So these are basically known as the most famous kinds of quadrilateral. So a quadrilateral can be named using the vertices. The order of naming the vertices is important. The general quadrilateral shown below can be named as quadrilateral ABCD. Yan. It can be named as ABCDE. ABCD, quadrilateral BCDA. Okay, dapat yung order niya is important, no? It can be ABCD, BCDA. It can be CDAB, or it can be DABC, but not ACBD. Okay, that's not the proper way to name it. Dapat sinusunod mo yung order ng vertices. AC, okay, wrong na yun. So what are the vertices in quadrilateral ABCD? So the vertices are point A, point B, point C, point D. What are the consecutive vertices? Point A and D, point D and C, point C and B, point B and A. Opposite vertices, point A and point C, point D and point B. Yan. We have also the sides. What are the 4 sides of quadrilateral ABCD? Segment AB, segment BC, segment CD, and segment AD or DA. Now, what are the consecutive sides or the adjacent sides in quadrilateral ABCD? AD and AB are consecutive sides. Common vertex, point A. AD and DC are also consecutive sides. Common vertex, point D. DC and CB also are consecutive sides. Common vertex, point C. And CB and BA are consecutive sides. Common vertex, point B. We have also here opposite sides. Can you see it? Can you see this part? Yan, opposite sides. AB and DC are opposite sides. AD and BC are also opposite sides. Now in the same quadrilateral ABCD, these are the angles: angle A, angle B, angle C, or an angle D. Angle A can also be named as angle DAB or angle BAD. Angle B also can be named as angle ABC or angle CBA. Angle C can also be named as angle BCD or DCB. And angle D can be named as angle ADC or CDA. What are the consecutive angles in the quadrilateral ABCD? Angle A and angle B, common side AB, segment AB. Angle B and angle C are consecutive angles, common side BC. Angle C and angle D are consecutive angles, common side CD. Angle D and angle A are consecutive angles, common side DA, segment DA. Now what are the opposite angles? Angle A and angle C are opposite angles. Angle D and angle B are opposite angles. Yeah. Another term related to quadrilaterals is diagonal. What is the diagonal, or what are diagonals? Diagonals in a quadrilateral are segments joining opposite vertices. Use the picture below to identify the diagonals. Yeah, what are the diagonals in quadrilateral ABCD? It's very easy. You just join opposite vertex A and C. That's a line, so AC is a diagonal. Join opposite vertex or opposite vertices B and D. BD is also a diagonal. Yeah. So AC, segment AC and segment DB are diagonals in quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, illustrative example given, quadrilateral mat or quadrilateral ATHM. Yeah. Identify the following all vertices, letter A, point A, point T, point H, point M. What are the sides? Segment AT, segment TH, segment HM, segment MA. For angles, use 3 letters. Angle mat, yeah. Angle T or angle ATH, angle H or angle THM, angle M or angle HMA. Diagonals, AH, segment AH and segment TM are the diagonals. Opposite sides, AT and MH are opposite sides. AM and TH are opposite sides. Opposite angles, angle mat is opposite to angle THM, and angle HMA is opposite to angle ATH. Consecutive sides, AT and TH, TH and HM, HM and MA, MA and AT. Consecutive angles, angle mat and angle ATH, angle ATH and angle THM, angle THM and angle HMA, angle HMA and angle MAT. Yan. So different parts of quadrilateral: vertices, sides, and angles and diagonals. Now, in the quadrilateral ABCD, list the pairs of consecutive sides and consecutive angles. So for the consecutive sides, we have segment AB, segment BC, segment BC and segment CD, segment CD and segment DA, segment DA and segment AB. And for the consecutive angles, angle A and angle B, angle B and angle C, angle C and angle D, angle D and angle A are consecutive angles. Now in quadrilateral milk, name the opposite side of MK. Answer is IL. Name the opposite side of KL. MI. Opposite side of segment KL is MI or segment MI. What is the opposite angle of angle M? Angle L is the opposite angle of angle M. What is the opposite angle of angle I? Angle K is the opposite angle of angle I. Should be I, not L. Yan yung quadrilateral. So let's proceed now to parallelogram. What is a parallelogram? It's a special type of quadrilateral with both of its opposite sides parallel. Okay, that means two pairs of parallel sides in a parallelogram. Two pairs of parallel sides. At the same time, this two pairs of parallel sides are congruent also. Conditions that guarantee that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Number 1, a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if both pairs of opposite sides are parallel and congruent. So in the picture, AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC. If the two pairs are opposite sides are parallel, therefore these opposite sides are also congruent. So AB is congruent to DC, AD is congruent to BC. Yeah. So pag parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel at the same time congruent. Quadrilateral is parallelogram if both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. Okay. In parallelogram ABCD, what are the opposite angles? Angle B and angle D. Angle C and angle A. These are two pairs of opposite angles. And it says here, number 2, opposite angles. Both pairs of opposite angles in parallelogram are congruent. So if angle B is 100 degrees, angle D is also 100 degrees. Angle is 80 degrees, its opposite angle, angle C is also 80 degrees. Yes, opposite angles are congruent in parallelogram. Angle B is congruent to angle D, angle A is congruent to angle C. Number 3, quadrilateral is parallelogram if two consecutive angles are supplementary. So angle A and angle B are consecutive angles. The two consecutive angles are supplementary. Therefore, measure angle A plus measure of angle B is equal to 180 degrees. Angle B and angle A are consecutive angles, and they are supplementary. Their sum is 180 degrees. So as you can see, 100 plus 80 is 180 degrees. At the same time, what is the measure of angle D? Okay, it's equal to angle B, 100 degrees. Angle C is equal to 80 degrees. Number 4, quadrilaterals parallelogram if the diagonals bisect each other. So what are the diagonals in parallelogram ABCD? These are segment BD and segment AC. Okay, these two diagonals of parallelogram ABCD bisect each other. That means, okay, these two diagonals intersect at O. So since OA is congruent to segment OC, OD is congruent to segment OB, therefore the diagonals DB and AC bisect each other. So that's what we mean by the phrase diagonals bisect each other here. OC is equal to AC. Sorry. OC is equal to OA, BO is equal to OD. Ayan. For example, here, if BO is 10, OD is also 10. Ganun. Number 5, a quadrilateral is parallelogram if each diagonal divides parallelogram into congruent triangles. So we have here parallelogram life. Excuse me. What are the pairs of parallel sides in parallelogram life? These are LE and IF, LI and EF, segment EF. What are the diagonals? LF, segment LF, and segment IE or EI. Therefore, the two triangles formed from the diagonals are congruent. So triangle here, triangle ILE is congruent to triangle EFI, and triangle LEF is congruent to triangle FIL. Yan. Okay, let's retrieve examples. Complete statement using parallelogram OKEY. So in parallelogram OK, we have the diagonals KY and OE, which intersect at point S. Okay, number 1, K is parallel to what side? Answer is OY. Correct. Number 2, KO is parallel to what side? EY. Number 3, triangle KOI. Triangle KOI is congruent to what triangle? Triangle YEK or triangle KEY or key. Number 4, OS congruent to blank. SE, on diagonals bisect each other. Number 5, triangle KSE is congruent to what triangle? Triangle KSE is congruent to triangle YSO. Correct. Number 6, KS is equal to SY. Number 7, yes, KS is equal to SY, diagonals bisect each other. Number 7, angle K or angle KEY is congruent to, yes, opposite angles are equal or congruent, so angle KOI. Number 8, angle OK is congruent to triangle angle EYO or OYE. Number 9, angle KSO is congruent to angle EYS. KSO EYS. What? Number 9, angle KSO, yan, is congruent to Triangle EYS. Ayun. Okay. And what is the perimeter of triangle OKEY? You just add the lengths of the four sides. Yes, whatever the length of the four sides you add it, then that's the perimeter of the parallelogram OKEY in units. Number 2, determine if the given features are parallelogram. Justify your answer by giving the conditions. Number 1, yes, quadrilateral is a pair of parallelogram. Both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. Number 2, diagonals bisect each other. Yan. Quadrilateral is parallelogram if the diagonals bisect each other. How about this? Quadrilateral is parallelogram if both pairs of opposite sides are parallel and congruent. How about that? Quadrilateral is parallelogram if both pairs of opposite sides are parallel and congruent. So, exercises tayo. Name all the parallelogram in the given feature below. So, what are the different parallelograms? Can you name it? Name as many as you can. So, 7. I think there are 7. We have parallelogram to QZSR, QUXR, yan, ZUXS, RTWH, RXBH. We have also TXBW. We have also QUVH. Yan. The whole parallelogram yung number 7. Parallelogram QUVH. So, just PM your answer kung meron pa kayong nakita dyan na parallelogram. Aside from the 7 here. Now, let's complete the statement using the parallelogram milk. MI is parallel to LK, correct. Angle ILK is congruent to what angle? Angle lim. Yes. Angle lim. Yan, parang concept ng interior angles. Yan. Number 3, angle MLK is congruent to angle Kim. Yan, opposite angles are congruent in a parallelogram. Number 4, angle KMI is congruent to angle MKL. And last number 5, segment MB is congruent to segment KB or BK. Yeah. Okay, here in the parallelogram life, name all the vertices, all angles, sides, diagonals, side opposite of LE, side opposite LI, vertices consecutive to E, common vertex of LI and IF, common side of angle L and angle E, common side of angle I and angle F. Number 1, what are the 4 vertices? Point L, point I, point F, point E. Actually, this is a rectangle. No. All angles, angle LE, angle LIF, angle IFE, angle FEL. All sides, LEIF, FEEL. Diagonals, dalawa lang yan, LF and IE. Side opposite LE, IF. Side opposite LI, EF. Number 7, vertices consecutive to angle E. Angle point L, point F. Number 8, common vertex of LI and IF. Point I. Common side of angle L and angle E. LE. Number 10, common side of angle I and angle F. IF. If. Segment if. Ano pa? Give the appropriate name or term for each of the following. Use the figure on the right. Okay, we have here Parallelogram Quad. What is the name of angle Q and angle A? That's easy. They are opposite angles. Number 2, angle D and angle Q. They are consecutive angles or adjacent angles. Number 3, angle D and angle U. Opposite angles. Segment QD and segment UA. Opposite sides. Number 5, DU. What do you call DU? It is a diagonal. Diagonal lang. Number 6, DA. DA is side of parallelogram quad. Number 7, point A. Point A is a vertex of parallelogram quad. Number 8, QU and UA. These are consecutive sides. Point Q, point D, point Q, point A. These are the vertices. Number 10, Q and D. These are consecutive vertices. Okay, meron pa. In parallelogram ABCD, okay, we have diagonals DB and AC intersect at point E. Now, if DC is 3.5 centimeter, what's the length of AB? Okay, it's also equal to 3.5 centimeters. Opposite sides are congruent. Number 2, if CB is 2.5 inches, what is AD? It's also 2.5 inches. Opposite sides are congruent in a parallelogram. Number 3, if A is 15 centimeter, what is EC? It's also 15 centimeter. Diagonals bisect each other. Number 4, if AC is 5 inches, what is DE? It's also, okay, 2.5 inches. 1/2 of 5 is 2.5. Diagonals bisect each other. Number 5, angle DAC is 46 inches. What is the measure of angle BCA? I think they are equal. 46 degrees also. If angle AEB is 125 degrees, what is the measure of angle DEC? I think it's also 125 degrees. Vertical angles are congruent. Number 7, if angle DEA is 50 degrees, what is the measure of angle CEB? Also 50 degrees. Vertical angles are congruent. Now, if DE is 20, what is DB? 20 plus 20 lang yan, 40. 40, not degrees. Check lang natin, no? Ni. Number 8 na tayo, no? Number 8, 40. Now, if number 9, if angle DAB is 40 degrees, what's the measure of angle DCB? Also 40 degrees. Opposite angles are congruent. If angle DCB is 120 degrees, what's the measure of angle CBA? Yeah, they are consecutive angles, so their sum is 180 degrees. They are supplementary. 60 degrees, a total of 180 degrees. Okay, that ends our lesson on parallelograms. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you next time. Peace. Peace and love.